I'm the fifth generation to farm here. My dad and my brother, they dairy farmed here up until '99. We're a cash grain operation where we do corn, soybeans. We also have a small beef herd that we sell the meat locally. So we do cover crops and we do no-till. We've been into that probably full scale, I'd say 8 years.
Jeff came to the NRCS looking for cover crop advice.
We do cover crops just because we're just trying to get more living roots out on the soils.
He was trying to build soil quality on his farm.
They used to talk about fallow ground and stuff like that. We actually look at it the other way, where we want roots to grow in the soils. One of the things with the cover crops, we feel that we can cut down on a lot of our fertilizers just because we let the cover crop put our fertilizers out there. So we're always trying something, but that's one of our ways that we can try and get rid of the commercial fertilizers, is let the roots do that. And then the tilth of the ground, it went from just being super hard and water just didn't want to stay on it, and it was kind of slopey hills and the water just didn't want to stay there. Went right from that right into just basically a potting soil type soil within 1 year. So that's when it really opened our eyes. Hey, we got to take advantage of this. What we have is we have a lot of armor on the soil with our no-till. There's a lot of organic matter on top. That slows everything down, and then especially with cover crops, the living stuff, the living roots in there, the water just doesn't run.
Once he started to see the benefits that were coming from what he was doing, that's when he started to get excited.
Buffer strip is, to me, is where you have an area where your water from the field could get to a stream. And I'm pretty greedy that way. I don't want to give that water up. I want it to stay here.
We were able to install buffers as well as grass waterways and other conservation practices to improve the wildlife habitat as well as water quality within the area.
We put them alongside of any place where there's a stream. It just makes sense. You don't want corn 2 feet away from a creek or a river or something like that. You just give it a buffer. And as far as big rain events, they don't scare me here.
As we have water flow over top those buffer strips, any sediments, any nutrients, any other insecticides, pesticides get trapped in that filter strip, stopping those negative things from reaching our surface waters.
Some of the nutrients will settle down into that, make my buffer strip stronger, and we call them kind of a wildlife habitat because if you plant it to the right stuff, the deer and turkeys will go after that stuff instead of your main crops. That seems to make a lot of sense to me.
In Jeff's case, he's also seen an increase in crop production. Those buffer strips have acted as a wildlife trap. There's not as much wildlife damage in the field or on the outside edges of the field as there would have been normally.
What excites me about the practices that my dad is doing right now is he is teaching others about what he is doing.
Farmers are a crazy creature. They have to kind of see it for a little while.
Jeff is an advocate here in Dunn County. He is spreading the word to his family as well as to his friends and neighbors. Jeff has used his communication skills to get other guys to look at no-till, to get other guys to look at cover crops, to increase the use of buffers.
The biggest thing that I could say to help people that are thinking about doing it, start out small. Just take one field and just start out small and just dedicate that into no-till.
Farming is a fluid dynamic. What we think is textbook may not necessarily be always textbook. So Jeff has been there to challenge me and some of my technical advice, just making sure that it is truly sound technical advice. Here you go, Jake. Jake's got a nice tillage ready. We talk about the roots breaking up.
I feel if we can get our soil health, we're going to have healthy drinking water, we're going to have healthy crops. I think our disease issues, as far as out in our corn and our soybeans, are going away, and that our soils are healthier. So that means our plants are healthier. The first year I did it, I planted in the thigh-high clover, and everybody thought I was nuts, but come harvest time, they didn't think I was so nuts, or at least I didn't think I was.
So what makes me excited for the practices that we are implementing now is the fact that we are doing something to preserve the future. We are doing this to preserve the same quality of water, the same quality of our land that we can pass down to. my kids, my grandkids.
Can't wait to see what it looks like in 20 years, you know, hopefully we're still around, and see what my kids get, you know, but I can't wait to see what that is.
He does all of this for us. He works hard every day so that we are able to have this. My dad is a very humble person. You wouldn't believe how much it meant to him to hear that he had received this award. It's not very often that I see my father tear up, but he was very, very honored to receive this award.
I still can't hardly believe it, to tell you the truth. It's kind of like winning a farming Oscar, I guess is how you'd say it. It's hard to describe, I guess. It's without getting all emotional, I guess, but it's quite an honor.
That makes me very proud of him.